Welcome in, everyone. How you guys doing? If you guys inside here, hit that subscribe, like, share. Thank you for tuning in. You could be elsewhere, but you're here with me right now, so I really do appreciate it. Like and share, subscribe to the channel, and let's get straight into this reaction because it's going to be a long one. Somebody sent me this request earlier today via PayPal. I was like, yep, I'm going to jump on this. We got our boy, JOHMSON. If y'all know, I got a few reactions for him because I do love his style of comedy. We got today, what's he doing? Make America Safe Again. I'm thinking this might be in relation to what happened recently in the States with Donald Trump. So, let's go.
Give it up for Josh Johnson!
Look at him getting his massage. Let's go.
Before I came here in San Francisco, there was a pirate. No, it gets worse. There was a pirate threatening a tourist from Brazil with a blowtorch, right? Which, as a pirate, you really shouldn't even have, because you're supposed to be on boats, you're supposed to be around a lot of wood, you shouldn't even have a blowtorch. That's not even a useful weapon for you, right? It should have been a sword, it should have been like a flint pistol, something. That would have made sense. If he had a flint pistol and he pulled it on him, even in the streets of San Francisco, I'd be like, he's on theme. But a full-on blowtorch, how, right? And when I tell you that this man was a pirate, I don't just mean that he was dressed like a pirate. I think he was a pirate. Like, I think he didn't seem like land was treating him well, okay? And so now he has a blowtorch, right? And he's cursing out this person who apparently is this tourist from Brazil, which also, if you're a tourist, I'm not saying don't go to San Francisco, but I'm saying if you are an international tourist coming to the United States, especially for the first time, and the first thing that happens when you get here is a pirate,
and I'm laughing though, even more so. Yeah, I know people are thinking, yeah, no, I'm laughing even more so because I've been to San Francisco. I stayed over in the Bay Area, Orange County, for a little while, you know what I'm saying? So, to me, I'm finding this funny as hell, you know, because when I went to San Francisco, I was leaving from Florida, and I went over, and I was kind of surprised by the cultural shock. You know, the difference in Florida and the Bay, you know. In the Bay, you had someone from everywhere, all parts of the world. You know, there was black, Chinese, Japanese, whites, Asians, Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? I was in Bay Area, like, damn. I feel like I'm at home. I feel like I blend in. There's somebody from everywhere here. You know, I like a nice mix. In Florida, it was kind of different. When I was staying in Florida, it was blacks were in certain places, and it was kind of strictly Caucasian population. Had a lovely time in Florida, but then at the same time I experienced so much racism. It was a shock to me. I've never experienced so much racism than when I was living in Florida. It was wow, especially fresh off the Caribbean. You know, so when I went to San Francisco, it was, I was like, yeah. Even though I love Florida, still love the Bay.
San Francisco. But I'm saying if you are an international tourist coming to the United States, especially for the first time, and the first thing that happens when you get here is a pirate. A pirate roll up on you with a blowtorch, which in any language is confusing, by the way. Like, you don't need to be speaking English to understand that this is a wild scenario that's happening right now, right?
That shouldn't be happening.
And so, you know, they're over here arguing. Now, the person who really saved the day was someone that worked at a coffee shop that saw what was happening outside, right? And so then they ran up and they were sneaking up behind the pirate, right? Getting real, yeah. And it was one of those sneak ups where I was like, "Ooh, if he turned around, you cooked." Like if he turned around, because he was quick with it, but he was very smooth with all his movements. But it took him a while to like get close, right? Like he was. You know what it looked like to me? Okay, you know like when you go to the zoo and something went wrong, and so then one of the zookeepers is like trying to get them back in the cage. Are they trying to like let them know that kid in front of you, that's not food, but they getting close real slow, like they're just like, okay, buddy, all right. It's because you know what it is? You can tell the level of danger somebody knows they're in as they approach it by the hip movement. Because he wasn't just walking up like he really like was pivoting. As he was getting in, he was like, all right.
No, we tackle it around here.
Okay.
We tackle it around here. I've been in situations, not like this, with a blowtorch. That's not, but similar situations where, they were a threat to themselves and the public, And my first instinct, I'm sorry to say it, is I'm tackling you. Rugby tackling, NFL tackle, that's the first thing I think of. I'm going at you straight line, full speed, yeah, and you're going down. The shock in the impact of hitting that ground, you can do what you need to do to subdue that person. Yeah, I ain't doing no hip movement. You're going down. I ain't taking no chance. Try and get burnt out here.
All right. It feels like if you use hips only to move forward, nobody will hear you. It's like almost a universal thing when people try to sneak up, That's why you don't see, you like that's not how your grandparents sneak up or whatever. Because if they tried it, like if your grandma tried to sneak up behind you real good and everything, you just be hearing. So she's like, I'm gonna have to lean, right? But anyway, this dude is like sneaking up behind him, getting real close, and in an instant, snatches the blowtorch and runs off, right? So now we sort of neutralized the main threat. But the pirate was like, you think I need that blowtorch? I'm a pirate in San Francisco. On the streets in 2024, I don't need weapons. My presence alone is a threat. And so then somebody's filming the whole thing, which normally I'm like, why do people do this? Why do people film instead of help? You know what I mean? Like, why do people just from afar and then they're filming and this is another person who could have been helping that because that guy's sneaking up by himself. He's just, you know what I mean? But then, as someone who watches all the videos, I do get it. Like, I do. You want to criticize it, but if it wasn't for this guy filming, I wouldn't know this was happening. This didn't make the news. It's just regular San Francisco 5 p.m., right? So
5 p.m.
So then, sneaking up, snatches the blowtorch, runs off, right? Now, as he's running off, now this was almost cinematic. You couldn't have planned this better. Because as the coffee shop worker who was running off with the blowtorch passes the camera, like right as his head passes the camera, you see that the pirate had already started punching, right? So it was just boom like that, right? Now this guy tries to roll with it, and he had good form, especially for a tourist that is being approached by a pirate. I would have just been hit. I would have just been like I don't think I would have moved. Like this dude really rolled with the punch. Now this is when the two Nudists come into the picture, right? Because there were some nudists that were there anyway. They were gonna be naked no matter what.
I didn't
So
see
when the
this in
two
San
nudists
Francisco.
come up, they're like, this is what we do. We didn't get, because a part of you, if you don't know anything about the culture, you thinking like, oh, they see a pirate, they're like, it must be safe to get naked. They just let you do whatever you want. So they were naked anyway, right? So then one of the nudists sees what just happened, sees that this tourist has been assaulted by this pirate. So then he run up and come in with his, it was really beautiful sequence, because basically the pirate was like, bow, right? And then the nudist comes up and it's like, bow. And then when the nudist swings, okay, so the nudist hit so hard that he did lose his footing, right? So then him and the pirate both fall. And now this is the first point in time where the pirate looks like somebody in this scenario is more uncomfortable than me, right? Like because you see, okay, so the pirate punches that dude and he's clearly like having his own journey, right? But what snaps him back to reality in a moment's time is not only being hit by the nudist, but when they both fall, you can see the pirate. Okay, so the pirate his back is to the camera and you can't really hear him, but you can hear this little like, and then him and the nudist are getting up. Now, if you think, I try to put myself in the mindset of everybody involved in the video, right? Because there's a lot going on, you know? We already got this hero who snatched the blowtorch. Now, this person, we don't know how long they've lived in San Francisco. We don't know how long they worked at the cop shop. We don't know how long they've known this pirate, right? But the way they sprung into action, you could tell it was like, I have to do something, right? They took it upon themselves. Now, as the tourist, I've already mentioned, you being accosted by this pirate, that's weird enough to make a person freeze, right? But for a second, I want all of us to put ourselves in the mind of the pirate, all right? Because the pirate, we don't know exactly what was going through this individual's mind, but we know it was something to do with maybe this tourist, maybe he thinks this tourist stole some of his booty, maybe he thinks, maybe the tourist is standing on the X that he's trying to dig right now. We don't know what's going through his mind, okay? Yeah. All we know is that he feels emboldened enough and passionate enough to start swinging. And as soon as he starts swinging, he gets a right cross from out of nowhere. He doesn't know anybody else is in this situation with him except this guy. And so then he gets his right cross, so he fall, and then the person that hit him also fall. And then when he looks forward, he sees a naked man. So you can see, even on the pirate, like, oh, I didn't sign up for this.
I didn't sign up for this shit. I didn't sign up for this shit.
This is too much. I don't.
Get the fuck
Wouldn't that be
here.
funny if the pirate was like, I'm a Christian. I don't really. But the pirate is also like getting up and everything. Now, the nudist was fast. So the nudist got up before the pirate really knew what happened, because you could tell the pirate calibrating. Like, when did he get naked? Was he always naked behind me? You could tell the pirate got other stuff on his mind. So he tried to get up, but he's also like, when
What the is going on?
when did this guy, and so then the nudist gets up and the nudist tries to get another lick in before the pirate can get up, because to be fair to everybody involved, you don't know how quick and strong this pirate is, right? Like, is this a PCP pirate, or is this a meth pirate, or is this a crack pirate? We don't know.
They're strong. They are strong.
There are
Very
categories.
strong. They are categories.
And we don't know which one he falls
The meth
into. You got
ball.
your first lucky shot on him, and that didn't knock him out, so now you're in trouble, right?
Meth, don't play with the meth
So the
pirate.
nudist gets up quick, and when the nudist, okay, he goes to do this thing that you really only see happen in like bus fights, where the pirate's still on the ground, and he tries to do a little like bow, like he tries to do like an uppercut as he's getting up, and I think he misses. He either missed or it didn't faze the pirate at all. He probably got hit and was still like, where did this guy come from? Because because also the nudists were white. And so it's on top of seeing a naked man, you just seeing like, you seeing shades of pink coming at you. Because you got to remember, this dude is ready to fight. So you're not in a regular fight with another dude. Like, also, by the way, I'm pretty sure if I remember the video correctly, the tourist has not left, but he has taken... He's taking the position of an audience member. He's just like, yeah, he's crazy. Yeah. And so then the pirate tries to get that extra lick in, and I think he missed and everything. And then the pirate, they have a couple more little scuffles because you can tell that the pirate trying to like fight, but he's not trying to get too close. Which is, look, as far as a tactic, because there's a lot that people don't know about martial arts, there's a lot people don't know about self-defense. And it didn't occur to me until I saw that video that man to man, for real, like if you ever in a fight and you don't really want to fight, and you know your opponent doesn't have a gun, right? It's just man on man fisticuffs, right? Yeah. It would help to get naked. I think the level to which somebody want to fight you goes down the more naked you get. Yep. You know what I mean?
I ain't fighting no naked, man. I ain't fighting no naked, man. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, and if you're coming at me and you're naked, bro, I'm gonna be, it's the first time you see me start doing some kind of jab. You're not getting close to me. Kicks, it's when they not, then you get a bit scruffy. You know what I mean? Naked, I ain't fucking with you. You stay over there. Bro, I'm backing up. You come in, I'm backing up, bro. Stay away from me. I don't want you rubbing on me, bro. I don't want you rubbing on me, bro. I'm just saying, because if it ends up in a situation where you do end up rubbing on me, all bets are gone. It's gone, because from time I'm touched once, that's it. Nah, we ain't got time for that. Yeah. I'm fucking with no naked person. Full stop. No.
I mean, like if we have, like you bigger than me, if we have problems right now and you coming at me, but I'm just, like that switches things up for you. Cause now you like, what am I gonna punch? Like, am I gonna, cause even if you win it, you don't really wanna, even if you punching, you just don't really want the risk of touching balls like that. Like if you, because let's say we going head body, but then I go high and you go low, and now all of a sudden my whole knuckles get grazed. But you see, hey, y'all groaning, but I'm right. You don't.
Somebody just scream, hey.
Don't want to fight now. Next time somebody try you in the street, fellas, just start. Because dudes already take their shirt off. The problem is they not stopping. That's the problem. They not stopping the whole fight by just taking the rest off. Because the shirt is like, you're not going to be that encumbered by the shirt, right? Might as well drop the pants. Yeah. Even take the shoes off. Really confuse them, right? And so you can tell that the pirate really doesn't want to like fully get in there. And so the whole thing starts to just fall apart. And the whole time I was thinking like, wow. I was trying once again put myself in the mindset of everybody involved. Like we went through what the tourist must have been thinking, what the pirate must have been thinking. Even the nudist. Nudists had to have something going on in his head to be like, I have to help. This guy has a blowtorch. And even though somebody just took it from him, he's clearly trying to attack this person. He just attacked this person. I need to do something, right? I should call somebody. But you don't have any pockets. I wonder if he reached for it too. Like, we need to get the police.
No fanny pack, no nothing.
I guess it's me then. Then he ran in like a Superman with his balls out, right?
I just don't know this in Bay Area.
But what I really can't shake
Hey.
is
Hey, you know something? Funny enough, just off topic, as I was just saying, I ain't seen no nudists in Bay Area, but I've seen nudists in Florida. Ain't that funny? I was in Bay and I didn't see nothing over there. You know, go to the beach. Nah, not really, a couple of times. But in Florida, because we're always down West Palm and, South Beach. Yeah, I've seen more in Florida than I did in Bay. But yeah.
what most been going on in that second nudist mind. Because both nudists, they were together, by the way. I don't want you to think in the story there was one nudist and then another nudist. They knew each other, right? Maybe they were just walking, enjoying a day, sunning. And then they see all this yelling going on. What was that? What could be happening? And then they see this guy has a blowtorch to his side. They're like, oh, I hope he doesn't intend to use it. And then, they see this guy strike, and then, first nudist just jumps in, starts swinging. Doesn't really have his footing right, doesn't really have his hands ready, but he's trying.
He's
That second nudist must have been like, damn. I think they got it. Like, I think they good, you know what I mean?
Two nudists fighting, three, no.
I do like how, I'm not saying they waited in a way that I don't mean this person was being courageous for stepping in, but I do understand the self-preservation that takes place where you wait to jump in till that blowtorch is gone because I'm naked. That blowtorch might burn that tourist, but it would change my life.
Yo, don't fuck with my jewels.
No, it's wild stuff.
It's kind of
Oh, I also want to say real quick, thank y'all so much for coming to the show. Thank y'all for being here.
yeah,
An amazing weekend and everything. I don't know, when y'all might have seen me for the first time or anything, or what maybe video it was. I've been posting to YouTube for like a year now, and I started it a year ago where I was just like, just sharing like my thoughts on things, sharing my jokes, feelings on stuff, and I appreciate it because it really, I don't know, that was the thing that really turned everything around, and I got to, in some ways, like meet you, and now I'm getting to meet you for real, and I appreciate this opportunity because it's like, I don't know when you may have seen your first video, or if you even know who I am. You might be like, she brought me. Like, that's also very fair. I will not be offended at all, right? But I appreciate you, for real. I appreciate you taking a chance on me and coming here.
This is humility at its best. And if somebody brought me to the show and I didn't know who he was, just for his aura, his vibes, his humbleness, I'd be like, yeah, she brought me. But guess what? I'm coming back, though. Don't worry. No, this guy, he's a gem. He's been one of the newest comedians that I've kind of taken a liking to. I think his style is just different. I like unique. I like people having their own kind of vibe, not copying other people. You know what I'm saying? And he's just himself. Let's go, man.
To have a good time and let me talk to you and everything. I've done lots of shows that were not. I've done shows where they didn't know I was coming, right? I've done shows where they booked me to do the show, and then I show up, and they're like, "Oh, we also gonna play the Blackhawks game behind you." And I'm like, "Oh, does anybody want a show?" He's like, "No, it's a surprise." Don't surprise. So I've definitely done shows that were, on the rough side because people weren't there to hear what I was gonna say, and I get it. I do get it. That's why I don't take anything lightly, that I get to be here in front of you and
Salute,
and
man.
everything
Salute.
that I say, I'm not always going to be perfect, but I try to be thoughtful about what I'm saying, you know. And I think sometimes when you bring something up, because you do comedy, people think whatever you bring up, you're making light of to trash it, or you're making. That's why sometimes people get uncomfortable when you talk about anything and you're a comic. They're like, oh, this person's going to be. It's going to be shitty, right? They're going to be shitty about a thing that I care about. And just because I'm talking about something doesn't mean I'm belittling it, right? Like there's a lot of stuff that I take very seriously, but I still feel like I need to talk about because conversation is important, you know? And oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
No, real good. Listen, man. Listen.
We'll see.
We'll see. I haven't gotten through.
It's been a scary day. You know? It has. It's like, I hope you're not finding out from me. But someone at a rally, someone don't do that.
Trying to get me canceled.
I'm just telling you what happened. At a rally, someone shot at Trump while he was doing his rally, and I still don't know. There's so much we don't know, but some people say it was a bullet, and some people say it was glass, but either way, he got a cut over his ear, and the person that was behind him got shot, and they died. Right? And they've apparently shot the suspected gunman and everything, and it's just it's one of the wildest days in a long time, because there are days that are like checkpoints throughout American history. Like we had a birth as a country, and then you can set the checkpoints wherever you want, but there are big ones. There are big ones like the country starts and then there's a civil war later, right? And the Civil War is a turning point for the country forever. You know what I mean? There are people that even now say like we're more divided than ever, and I like to remind them that we did have a civil war. You know what I mean? Like that's then ever, then you need to read a history book. Then ever. Ever? No, not ever. Ever. You know? So you have something like the turning point that happens due to a civil war, which even now, even to this day, hundreds of years, there are people that are hundreds of years removed from the people leading up to the civil war that were in their family, that they still have differing opinions on like the Civil War, why it happened, how it went down, what should have happened, right? And then you have Lincoln's assassination. That's another turning point for the country forever, right? Because once things are put on the table with time, they're never taken off. There's always something that could happen, you know? And then you fast forward more, and we've had turning points. We've had really scary days. And people can belittle it as much as they want or whatever, but we've had times where we're like, oh, are we a country anymore? And so you see those moments like that, right? And there are people who are even now, they're afraid, right? They're afraid that there's going to be another version of the Civil War, right? Because the people that hate people so much throughout this country for whatever political affiliation for whatever they say. This is the thing about being online as well. When you go around, I go everywhere. I try to go everywhere, and I'm trying to meet people everywhere. And when I meet these people, almost all the people, and some of them are having a bad day, some of them have had a past, whatever, but most people, pretty pleasant, right? It's easy to forget that online. Because online, people have the safety to be a troll, and there's also bots. So you could go through your life and bump into people all day and have nothing but beautiful experiences. But then you get online and you post a picture of yourself because you're happy about, maybe something that you bought and you look good in. And there's all the comments under it. Why are you wearing that skirt, bitch? It's like that's
Trolls.
That is happening in real life, but that is not real life, right? The people that you meet in person are real life. The people that you meet every day, that's real life, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's real life as in it doesn't matter. I'm specifically saying that like the grace that you give in person is that's our better nature. That's what we would hopefully have all the time. It's being online that makes people monsters to you before you meet them. You look at those pinpoints and there are people that are worried about us falling into the trap of another civil war, like so much hate, right? And I personally don't think that's gonna happen. I'm not just hopeful, I actually don't think that's gonna happen because if I'm being honest with everyone in here, we don't have the grit. I'm not saying that there aren't people with guns. I'm not saying that people have murderous intentions for their fellow Americans. I'm saying that as a country, we would get tired too fast. We would. Like it would be day 8 and there'd be people in America wake up on whatever side you on being like, again?
Ain't got that kind of energy. Trust me for that kind of negativity.
No.
Excuse me.
No, I'm not saying that violence is impossible, and I pray it doesn't happen. I pray even more now that it doesn't happen than I did before. But I think that it's not going to split up the way that it did. You got to remember, the country was full of colonies, and travel was difficult.
Yeah.
So when the country split and we had our full-on civil war, it was a different time, truly, right? And now you have family that lives here, you have family that lives over there, you have family who's moving. Because we're too interconnected now in a way that I think is good, in a way that actually forms a union, right? We're quilted together now. So no matter how you split us up, whether it's north and south, east and west, eventually, whatever side of the war you're on, eventually someone would be like, I just want a good taco. You know, I believe what I believe in, whatever, but I cannot have another bagel. I am stopped up. For my health, I can't do it. Mm-hmm. And we don't know anything yet. Like we really don't. Everyone's talking, right? It just happened. So everybody is talking, you know? It happened like 6 hours ago and everybody's talking, everybody's speculating. There's already the conspiracy theories, there's already like some vitriol started. There's already we don't know, and we can't act like we know just because we feel a lot, right? Because this is the other thing. You talk about pinpoints in time, you talk about checkpoints. Civil War then leads to Lincoln's assassination. That's another checkpoint that we cannot come back from, because once things are on the table, they're on the table for the rest of time. That's why you have to be careful what you say and what you do, you know? And so then you fast forward even more. It makes me think about the assassination attempt on Reagan. Because Reagan, you know, Reagan still is one of those figures that's like either beloved or absolutely despised, right? The policies they put forward and the aftermath afterward, you know, people feel how they feel about it, right? But when you think about that person that shot Reagan, right? We were in a different time of division back then. It was still pretty, you know, relatively civil, relatively ideal by today's standards, right? But let's say we had lost our minds then and been like, oh, this is a plot, this is an inside job, this is a conspiracy. Let's say we lost our minds when Reagan got shot, and then you actually talk to the shooter, and then you find out why he did. He's like, oh, I just wanted Jodie Foster to like me. Imagine that, though. Imagine if we had lost our minds. Imagine if we had had some sort of civil war,
Somebody-
some sort of
someone to
backlash, some sort of retribution over here, all for somebody who's like, did Jodie Foster see it, or just trying to find out what Jodie doing? That's my thing. That's my sincere hope,
Getting angry,
right?
You know,
I'm hopeful,
for
and
sure.
I
all
hope
of
you
us
know
are on some
that
different thinking process.
I pray for all of you. I pray for all of us, like I do. And even if you don't subscribe to like whatever metaphysical subscription you hold, right?
My boy.
You know, because at the end of the day, we
subscribed.
really
Yeah,
are
I'm
all
subscribed.
Americans. I know it doesn't feel that way, but every one of us, just by the reaction that y'all had when I told you that somebody died, you know that we all still have our humanity. We don't want to see anything bad actually happen to anybody, because you don't know that person. You don't know anything about the person that died today, but you know that they were an American, and you know they were a human being, right? And so I think that what I've decided when it happened, and I can only speak for me, I'm not going to tell you what to do. No matter anyone listening to me, you can do what you want. But when I saw it happen, I decided in that moment that this right here is where I'm going to plant my feet, right? I'm not going to let this make me radical one way or the other. I'm not going to lose my mind, because we don't know. And two, the humanity we show to each other just in passing, that's really important. And honestly, all this is gonna be funny again in a minute. I haven't forgotten, like I didn't forget. Like I wasn't like, let me get him with the yucks and now lock the door. Like I'm not,
This guy, you know. Hey.
I just hope, like my sincere hope is that this can be the thing that like scares us straight. You know what I mean? Like this can be the thing. It's like, oh, actually, you know what? I don't actually want any violence. I don't want anything bad to happen. You know what I mean?
It can do the opposite.
Because they're snowballs, right?
Excuse me.
So I just, you know, I think about that, and I think about, if you're not familiar with the show Scared Straight, basically what they do is they take kids, right? Then kids who are pretty bad, right? They're like bad kids, and then and the kids are very hard to root for, because by the beginning of the episode, they're always like, I punched my grandma in her face, right? And then they take them to jail, and they spend a weekend at jail, because it really just takes a weekend.
I'm Caribbean. Born and raised. I'm just saying. Born and raised. You hit your who? Your grandma. Now you got better chances trying to raise your hand to your mother. And even raising your hand to your mother, you might be lucky if you still have an arm left with, if it's not broken in a few different places. And I'm being dead serious. People talk child abuse. There ain't no such thing in the Caribbean. You raise your hand to your mama, brother. You need to look out for your uncle. You need to look out for your cousins. You need to look out for the neighbor. Are you crazy? And worse if your father finds out. Oh my Lord. Now, that's mama. You raise your hand to your grandmother. Oh shit. Man, that's the whole family coming to beat your ass. That's grandma. How many children has she had? How many kids did they have? Man, everybody coming looking for you. You don't play with grandma. Grandma says jump, you go how high and where, grandma. Mom tell you to jump, you say how high. When grandma tells you to jump, how high, where, and when do you want me to jump, grandma? Don't play around with, even up to now, I'm a grown man, and my grandmother tells me something. My head hits the ground, dead honest, I'm not even joking with you here. Like, my grandmother tells me something, my head hits the ground, and yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, don't play those games. Yeah, we don't play around when it comes to grandparents, bro. And there have been situations when people have tried. That's why I'm talking facts here. You don't do that. You'll be spending a few nights in the hospital.
They spend a weekend at jail with the inmates, and then they try to do what they do at home with the inmates. Like, I punched my grandma in the face, and then one of the inmates is like, kiss me. And it's just,
Kiss me.
it changes, right? It changes the vibe. And I'm not saying it works for every kid, by the way. I'm not saying that this is a foolproof thing. We can talk about child psychology however you want, but I'm saying for the kids that it does work for, it was actually something bad happening that woke them up, right? It wasn't just me coming to my senses one day. It was like, this is rock bottom. You know? You don't just wait for rock bottom. You don't just try to fall until you find it. You can decide it for yourself. This feels like granite. I think I'll stop here, right? But I also know that, like, sometimes if you don't say anything, if the thing goes unsaid, people think it goes unthought, right? And if you don't reach out to people don't know you care about them. I care truly. And people are going to feel the way they feel about me or feel about me talking about this, but I care about every single American in a serious way. We're a country, and we're a country of people that are different. We're a family of people that sometimes hate each other. That's what family does most of the time.
So true.
I went and got a dentist through unconventional means. Basically, my dentist was handing out coupons. You know the little door knocker coupons that they put on the doorknob? Okay, so my dentist had been putting those on the doors in my neighborhood, and so I came home one day and I grabbed it and came inside. It was that and 2 pizza coupons, and I was reading it. I really don't even remember what the deals were, but this is when everybody was trying to make everything a coupon, like in 2013, 14, when everybody was like Groupon was big and all this stuff like that. Like, I don't remember what the deals were, but it was like 2 teeth get 1 free. Whatever it was, I don't remember. All I remember is there was a teeth cleaning on there, and so I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go get my teeth cleaned at my new dentist, because if this dentist has coupons, this is the dentist for me. I have no money. And I didn't have like dental or anything, so I was like, I need any break I can get. Now, I went there, and the dental assistant was very professional. She was very good, And that's my thing, is that any professional of any type, you want them to be confident in their competence. Right? Like, you want that's why you lean on them, because they look like they know what they're doing, and they have the confidence somebody knows what they're doing, so you just leave it to them, right? If there's any point where you have to question that, it ruins the whole like, I've been on the bus before where the bus driver looked lost. And I'm sitting, I'm like, why is he checking his phone? Like, but I'm in this dentist office. The dental assistant is amazing, and she's very quick, and she's asking me the questions. They even do the X-ray of my teeth, where they put the thing in their mouth. They're like, doo, 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 doo. That's your teeth, right? Like, she did all that stuff, and then my dentist comes in, and my new dentist, walks in. And he is very clearly missing a tooth.
Hey. Now we got problems here. We got problems here. What do you mean you're missing a tooth? You take your tooth? No.
And it's not like a wide smile, back of the mouth chewing tooth. This is one of the stars of the show. This is one of the teeth that when you smile goes like, ba-da, like this. And so he missed, I don't know how to describe this, but he missed the tooth hard. Like, it's He might as well be missing 2 teeth the way he missing this tooth, because it's not a center tooth, but it's one of those teeth where because it's missing, I don't know how big it should be, so it feel like he missing the whole front row. Like it's very distracting, right? And so then he come in, and I don't know if it was recent that he lost his tooth or something, but the space in relation to his tongue is causing some slippage, and it's making him lisp, right? And so he walks in, and he's like, "Hi, how are you? Have a seat." Because I stood up to shake his hand and everything. He's like, "Yo, have a seat," and I'm like,
"Don't do the Mike Tyson jokes."
And then this dude is like, so he's sitting next to me, right? And he's talking, and he's asking me all the questions, and then so, "How much do you floss?" And this, so I was getting upset in the chair because, you know, he's asking me, "How much do you floss?" And I'm like, "Oh, I floss every day." He's like, "Are you sore?" And I'm like,
No, it didn't.
I got so upset. I didn't say this out loud. I said it in my head, but I was like, okay, but which one of us is missing? You know what I mean? Like, how dare you question
Me.
what I'm doing over here when I'm working with a full set? You know what I mean? Like that.
Yes.
That's why. Are you sore? Like, I was like, that's unacceptable. Because he was getting snippy with it, which I didn't like. That's attitude, right? And so then I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. And then I don't like how he's going about it, because you know how the dentist will, sometimes the dental assistant will do it, but sometimes the dentist specifically will go through with the floss again and go over the dental assistant's work, if they didn't feel like they did it right. And then he was grabbing all the tools, you know, like the little sharp, little pokey, the tools of the devil, right? He was grabbing all of them, and he was in my mouth and everything. And I don't know how to describe this, but I don't like he being rough with my mouth, you know what I mean? And he being rough in a way that's like, you know, like when you driving and somebody got a beat up car, so they driving reckless because they don't care. They don't care anymore what happens to their car, so they might as well bust up your car because their car is already doomed, right? And you'll see it'll be like a busted tail light and just no bumper at all, and they taking some real risks without turning lights on, right? They won't have that blinker on at all. They just be picking whatever lane they want because they're like, "Hit me, I dare you," right? Hit me. You might knock something back right. You'll be doing me a favor. Go ahead and hit me, okay? And so that's how he's being in my mouth, because he's really like going hard, and then he gets to the tooth on me that he missing, and he really give it a, and I'm like, that's
the tooth he missing.
That's not okay, you know? Just because it's over for you doesn't mean, like I still have a future, you know what I mean? Like, how dare you do that? And so then, you know, I don't know if it's because I'm young and I'm just like not really thinking, or because I'm awkward in a lot of social situations anyway, but finally I was just like, so what happened?
What just happened?
And then this man had the nerve to go, "What, this?" What else could I mean, sir? No, there's something on your lip. No. He's like, "Oh, this?" I was like, "Yeah." And then he takes the tools out, you know, the little hose that they have in your mouth, and sucking up all. Puts that to the side, puts the tools down, puts his hands on his knees, and goes. Got sullen, right? I felt bad for asking. He got really quiet and sullen. He was like, "I hoped you wouldn't notice." Sir, you came in here teeth first.
What do you mean I wouldn't notice? hope you wouldn't know.
Smiling in my face. And you thought I wouldn't notice one of the main teeth.
Rude.
I can't stress this enough. Like, it was one of the teeth that if he committed a crime, that would be how they got him. Like, that's... Do you know what I mean? Like if he stole something from tonight, they'd be like, it was this one that was... You know what I mean? Didn't even have a gold tooth in there. Didn't even have something to be like, oh, I'm a different type of dentist, right? It didn't... Just avoid.
Weird.
And it was big enough I could see through, like I could see his throat. Like it was... And he got sullen and he was like, it's it's actually recent. I was out with some friends. And this is my thing. Okay, like I know he telling me the story because it wasn't even my business, so he didn't have to tell me anything. So I know he's doing me a favor by telling me the story. But I swear to you, this man hit every S possible in this story. He didn't avoid any of them. I was like, what are you doing right now, bro? Every single S? That's crazy. So he's like, so I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was out with some friends, and we were watching the sports on the little sports center they have with all the TVs and everything. There was one of my friends that I hadn't seen in a very long time from college. It was very serendipitous, and I was like, that... Don't do that. You didn't need that one at all. That was...
That in. You just threw it in.
You could have said fortunate. That...
Oh, shit.
All the essence.
And so then, you know, we're sitting there, and you know, I was having a good old time. I was sucking the sauce off my fingers and everything. And then there were some guys a few booths away that I would start jawing at one of my friends. I guess they knew him from his past or something. And so then they would start talking, you know, over at us. And so then, you know, we went over there and then, you know, they were out here talking shit. And it's like truly some of the most Chicago shit I've ever heard in my life because he's like out here talking shit, and then you know I went ahead and I popped one in their mouth, and then he popped me right back, and
That sounds so wrong.
and I swallowed, so that's why I'm missing the tooth, and I heard that and I was like, oh.
No, did he?
Oh, is that all? Okay, go ahead. Go back to work. Yeah. You a good dentist. You was not a good fighter. I get you. Okay. Yeah. Maybe next time, let them talk, you know?
No, bless him, man. No, seriously. No, this guy's a gem. And look, the live from Toronto. I did this, the Kendrick concert explain. I also did that reaction, so you guys go check it out. But no, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. This is quite a long reaction. And yeah, subscribe, like, and share. It really helps me out. And stay safe out there. I'll see each and every one of you on the next one. Take care.